Hello and welcome, this is Dronistry and this is Yaza. Let's see what changed in the past few weeks. I have a little bit of notes here I'm gonna use as my cheat throughout this video. I already have a factory built. I just loaded all the blocks and we will be able to see how it all plays out. Not really the gameplay, but how the mechanics work. Because what you can already see, maybe you can notice, these blocks are new. Let me just pick one up. Those blocks are placed a different way. Their distance varies. You can be basically passing like a block. Yeah, their distance vary and they pass blocks long distances. You can see here, they just passed blocks of stone over those blocks of those items of iron ore. Let's see, we can just interact with this thing, and we have storage block a lot. So splitter block, you know what it is, what it does, kind of probably. I don't know. It just splits into two lanes, splits items into two lanes. But the storage block is something new, and that's because I've added inventory management, let's say. You can pick up blocks, that's already been there, but then now you can place items on the conveyor belts, which seems like an obvious thing to do, but it didn't seem so obvious to me, because it basically makes it so you can just unlock those things like you could see here, but it allows you to unlock those aluminum bar here, for example. You can just basically you don't have to build a factory. You can just basically mine the ore, put it in the smelter manually. You can see the smelter UI here. Put it in the smelter manually, and basically, let me see this. And basically just plop 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 plop. And and we need two more, and just unlock it this way. And I don't really like that. I suppose I'll have to do I have to block progression with something like how do you say it, with something that basically like science in Factorio, right? Basically something you have to load a lot of resources in, and it's like just inefficient and maybe in a way borderline impossible to do in manually. Although I think you can, for the most part, play Factorio without building much stuff. You can just craft by hand, and I think someone did a math, and it turned out to be like a couple of weeks of playtime. I don't know. It's a couple of hundred of hours at least. If not thousands, I don't remember. But if you were to do it do Factorio the hard way, that's how much you would have to spend. Okay, so we can see all the factory stuff working here. You know, things moving around, things being digged up, things being output, things being crafted, batteries, electrical components, and all of those things are going into this drone blueprint. And the drone blueprint you can basically just design over here. Let me just show you. This is the design. With the drones, there's plenty of things that have changed. I basically redone the AI, or at least adjusted a little. But what I did was I basically made it so the drones are physical. There's no like, oh, just move the position like a couple of units forward. They're all physical and it's working all on forces. So I had to adjust the AI to work with forces. And let's see how well is it doing. Okay, we have two drones here. Oh, also the drone UI, drone station had been changed. Drone station had been changed. Let me just cheat a little. I'm just gonna place the block here, conveyor belt, and the energy cell is charging the drone station. The stored energy is going up, but it's immediately being discharged on the loading the drones. Hopefully this will catch up here. But yeah, here you have like charged, which is like all of the drones total, like it's nearly 90% charged. And when this is like 98%, those can be deployed. So let's deploy them. Release the drones. And I'm also gonna just move this thing here. Okay, I can just place a checkpoint. You can't really see much because it's kind of dark. Well, they're physical. I didn't log the axis of rotation, so it doesn't really matter that much. The rotation doesn't do much yet. But if they hit something, they just wobble around, which is kind of funny. This guy doesn't wobble around. But yeah, those things are all physical. The battery on those things ran out. And here we have some enemies. I can just build more drones, send them towards the enemy. They were fine. With this thing, with drones fighting, I'm not sure if I want to go this way really, because I think there's much more enjoyable game in this, with a cozy aesthetic, with the cozy mechanics. Something like just for example, taking like Stardew Valley and just making it so it's it's a little something I was just kind of joking around with, is making it like a cozy to STEM pipeline, which is cozy mechanics connected with automation. So cozy mechanics kind of cutesy graphics, cutesy aesthetics, and cozy, just cozy mechanics get you into the more advanced automation mechanics, which on its own are pretty satisfying. Already like playtested, not too much, but I've playtested the factory portion of the game already, and it seems like the factory is actually pretty good. The people that play the game are satisfied with how the progression goes, kinda. You can optimize, you have some challenges, you can design. It's a game for a specific set of users, probably, a set of players, but at the same time it accomplishes what I wanted to accomplish, which is having like a nice progression, nice satisfying factory building mechanics. It's not really that hard to do, I'd say. But it's hard to do maybe in the way that you have to really communicate what you can do and what you can't. And I think I did it pretty well, because I've shown the game to a player who didn't really play any automation games, and they, for the most part, figured it out on their own. And also I've taken like a more deep approach to playtesting. I don't playtest broadly. I playtest specifically with single people, and I just watch their gameplay, or I just ask them to record the gameplay and send it to me later. But yeah, I think this approach is much better than just having people throw in feedback after they play it, because the players don't really notice things, or you don't. Players can't tell you what's wrong with your design, because they don't sit in your head and they can't really tell, oh, this is supposed to be like this, but I did it like this, and you can't notice those things until you see them play the game, right? So yeah, that's pretty cool. Let me just go through the notes and maybe skim over some major points. Also, I just enjoy this factory working around. I kind of get bored with it after some time. after that much time working on it, I kind of get bored with building the factory. But when I get into the groove of things, I get just, maybe I can just place this here, and maybe I can move it over here, and maybe I can optimize it in a way. I just get into the groove, and it's like it feels enjoyable. It's a good sign that I enjoy the game. So let me just see. So lots of UI had been changed. Maybe you have seen the notifications up top. Those are here to help you out with figuring out the game. Empty battery, and see those notifications up top. You have some like utility stuff where you have some UI improvements, like the UI here was like the crafting items were shining yellow or something like that. They had a yellow background, and that's also to showcase the new stuff. You know, everything is made just so, like, you have the instruction. Everything in here in this demo is pretty much made so the player starts here. There's nothing. They can just have the simple instruction. Oh, tab to open the inventory, and they can just figure things out on their own. Like, oh, where do I go? What do I do? Oh, maybe I have to pick up some coal, or maybe I have to pick up some iron ore, and then they go over here and just maybe like, oh, smelter block turns ore into bars. Oh, that's what I get. That's what I have to do. And I noticed this very nice gameplay loop is I don't know. It's satisfying to me because people figure it out, and it's satisfying to them because, especially like this part where you have to build a drone, they go from the objective backwards, and they have like there was one player, my friend, played it, and there was this epiphany that he had, and yeah, he called it one of the more satisfying moments in the game, where he just like kind of, you know, had a eureka moment. You know, it's a nice feeling as a game developer, I could say about myself. But yeah, let's go through more of the points. Level design stuff like tag system. It's already been there for a while, but I didn't show it to you. So basically, you have these tags, the triggers. There's a trigger, and there's a trigger on the like destructible wall, right? It's in the script. Destroy node, trigger responder. So you have destroy wall 01, and here you have destroy wall 01 on the trigger. And initially, I think I saw this like very simple tag system, which I really liked in CS2D. Anyone who's been mapping for CS2D or scripting will know what I mean. Pretty cool, pretty powerful. I mean, is it powerful? It's a pretty cool editor. Pretty fun times I had in CS2D. Such a good game. Oh, there's a Steam pipeline. So I basically have one script which goes through everything that needs to be. The game is being built. The game is being sent to Steam, and it's being sent to a tag. To a dev branch that basically, you know, automatically updates your game in like a minute or so. You know, it's a pretty powerful, very, very simple. Especially, I have experience with making multiplayer games. It's especially powerful with multiplayer games because you need to share the game to test it, to test out some things, and having this quick and powerful and easy pipeline is pretty cool. With basically like automatic updates management and stuff like that. You know, you don't have to throw an exe to 10 people and have them download it and open it up, and it's just another version. You know, Steam does it automatically for you. That's pretty cool. What's the future for this project? I think the factory part is pretty well made. I think it might need some more steps in between, or maybe some more like branches you can go out into, and that's what I'm gonna address, because I'm gonna probably introduce farming. I'll have like a better electricity system, because current one is just basically penalizing the player for building, which sucks. So electricity, it's a pretty cool system. Like in pretty much any automation game, electricity is like it's a fun little mechanic you can experiment with, you know. That's one. You know, the other one was the farming, and another one which I'm gonna experiment with, and I'd like you to join my Discord and maybe apply for playtests so I can test it with you. I'm going to introduce more social aspects of the game, maybe more. Less of the factory, less of the mechanical, more of the organic, and maybe not necessarily story driven, but mechanics based on relationships, not like not like boyfriends and girlfriends, but just relations between people and characters. I'd like to experiment with that, and you know what? I think I'm cooking something. You know, I like it so far. I like where it's going, and I hope to see you next time. And yeah, cheers.